So what are some things you've learned about reinventing yourself later in life, and how do you think that shapes the way you approach creative technology today?
This is a great question, Jackie. And to be honest, I might answer it differently tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. I'm in such an interesting personal phase. I've just started a podcast of my own addressing this exact topic. I've been, this is my first startup in 12 years, during which I spent only time at these mega corporations. And I think, first of all, I don't have this will apply to everybody kind of answer. I think for me, I've always been in this sort of weird combination of always wanting to learn something. And then I'm a really big adherent to this concept of ikigai, which is this Japanese principle around sort of meaningfulness in what you do. And I always now forget things on the spot, but it's the combination of what are you good at? What does the world need? What will you get paid to do? And there's a fourth one in there too.
There's a fourth one.
It's important. I'll remember after. But it's all about centering yourself around your own skills, what you can get paid for, right? Because if you're really good at something, but the world won't pay for it, you're a volunteer, and that's okay. And that's why I volunteer for things. If you're really good at something, or if you're not really good at something and the world will pay really well for it, well, you have to go learn about it. So I've sort of always used this to find things that are true for me. I care about team beyond anything. I care about who I work with more than anything. I knock on wood, but in 30 years, I've spent less than 2 of those years working with or for people that, don't excite me to get out of bed every morning kind of thing. So I think as I have been aging, I keep looking at, how are these same criterias at play? Like, could I cure cancer? No. Can I make cool, entertaining products that really important and smart doctors can use when they get home at night and they just need a break from their difficult days? Yes, I can. Right. So I
Right.
always try to sort of align what am I good at with those things. And candidly, as my kids have become teenagers, in fact, my youngest is off to school at RISD now, I've time again to do startups, right? I couldn't do a startup when my kids were 8 because A, they need me more, and B, it's a whole different game, and we're all having a lot of fun and playing games and doing things like that.
Right.
But now they're in high school, and their time need of mine is a lot less. And I really like to show them also, like, hey, sometimes you don't get a job, sometimes you make a job, right?
That's
so
so
I
true.
pull all this stuff in. I know that's a convoluted answer, but that's how my silly brain works.
That's okay. I love it. And it sounds like, as you were mentioning all those things, I relate to that so well because I've been in instructional design and higher education, did a little bit of corporate for a while. Um, for going on 18 years, I've been in higher education, and then in this field, instructional design specifically, for almost 15 years. And I never imagined I'd be teaching college courses now for 4 years. And then I didn't think I would start a podcast 2 years ago, but yeah, it's amazing. And I'm almost in my 50s myself. So it's like, wow, you don't think those things are going to come along. And then you realize, wow, there's a need I need to fill, and let me just do it. Right. Let me just start it up and see where it goes. Right. You just never know where
Absolutely.
it'll take you. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that so many people want those assurances and those things that they know, oh, okay, I know I'll make money with this. And I'm like, oh, if you're just doing it for the money, then where's the passion? Right. I think the passion has to come first, and then the money follows it. And that's the reward, right? For having that passion and meeting the people's needs, meeting the world needs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I really want to the point of what you were just saying, I really want to also show my kids, like, look, of course, the quote unquote normal path is you go get a job, etc. But by showing them and like, actually, it's not necessarily get a job. Maybe it's make a job, right? Maybe it's make not only a job for you, like make a job for others, right? The moment I go fundraising, and I successfully close a round, I can now hire people or hire companies or hire services, which is creating even more of an effect downstream. And I really like to think that, the venture capital money is there for entrepreneurs like me and you to go unlock and bring back into the world and create jobs. And sometimes we make it and sometimes we don't. But, I love that they get to see different ways of how life could be, because
Right.
Sure, getting a job is the direct and easy path, and maybe that's what they'll all do, and maybe not. And so it's good to show them the different ways you can be.